Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Ryan and this is a modded playthrough that I think you're going to enjoy. You will distinctly want to come to Discord for the map for this one as well as the mod list because, this game feels really cool. We are playing as Tibet. Tibet, you say? Oh yes, exactly. It's actually a mod that's been around for a little while, since about 2019, and I've seen a couple of other YouTubers do it, including Botheus. If you haven't watched Botheus before, you should go and see him. He is an absolute legend. He did it a significant amount of time ago. Enough time that I kind of remembered thinking, wow, I really need to try this one, and then forgot about it, and now I've picked it back up, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is about time. This is one for me. Let's give it a go. In fact, we're chucking a couple of mods together. We're playing alternative cartography today because I have got a ridge map. An accretion of material from this planet's ring system has, over time, led to a substantial buildup of material around its equator. It's a really cool looking map. Effectively, if you imagine across the equator, there is really highland like mountains, and near the poles, it's really flat. Just looked really awesome. I'm also helping playing as Tibet, who like mountains, hint hint, if you hadn't figured that one out, then oh boy are you in for a treat. I thought that a nice mountainous map would be a bit different, and I fancied something different from Highland and Primordial, and we've been having such fun with that alternative cartography mod that I just thought, yeah, you know what, we'll give it a go, this sounds really cool. Still using Deity++, a few people have asked me, does this change the game in the way that AI plays? No, it absolutely doesn't. This basically just changes the modifiers the AI gets. It plays better because all of those cheaty numbers behind, like the production bonuses, the faith bonuses, the science bonuses, all that stuff, that's what it changes. It effectively adds 2 more notches above Deity, so whatever the difference is between Emperor and Deity, that difference is then again between Deity and Deity++. We're effectively playing on difficulty level 10, although unfortunately it doesn't actually show anything other than 8. I'd love it if it did say 10, that would be awesome. Saying that, the real strategy mod is being used because I would love to see the AI have a go on a map like this. It seems to be working really well. Is it perfect? No. Does the AI generally play better than when I don't use it? Yes, absolutely it does. But here is the mod. It is Sukritact. I'm so sorry, I can never say that name. Hello, my friend. Oh, his mods are just amazing. They are absolutely ridiculously good. As I said, released in 2019, but still up to date. And I'm using the sort of add-in to give it to the alternative leader, who you will see here. No. I'm going to just say Gyatso, because I think that's how you pronounce the end of that, and I'm so sorry. But anyway, he's an amazing leader, and Tibet is really, really interesting. But as I said, you should come to Discord for the map, because I'm playing small today. I've played a few big maps, and I was like, you know what, I don't actually remember the last time I played a really small map. This is going to be really chill. I'm stuck on a very small map with 4 people, and they're all Deity++, and Tibet is good, but they're not broken good, they're just interesting. So this isn't going to be just like a runaway game. I'm looking forward to it, and if you want the details of the map, here they all are. It is a ridge world, but you can see we're playing with 4 civs, 8 city-states, and I've got a little bit of stuff. I did put the world age onto knees so I could have lots of tasty mountains, as well as having a legendary start position and a low sea level. Basically, Tibet are all about mountains. Just like the Incans, citizens can work mountains, but not for production, for 2 food. Well, specifically, depending on what you settle around them, and this is where Tibet becomes really, really interesting. If I put a city centre down anywhere on the map, any mountain within 2 tiles gets +2 food. Interesting. +1 of the appropriate yield from all other districts. So, for instance, if I put a campus down, all of the mountains within 2 tiles of that would get 1 science. Theatre square, 1 culture, holy site, 1 faith, all of the good stuff. Additionally, if I put a district next to a mountain, I can use faith to purchase buildings in it, which is like Jesuit education, but you get to use it for free. That's awesome. And I also get more faith for every promotion a governor has in the city, 5%, which is awesome because it also has a unique holy site. This is, again, pretty cool. Now, they have to be built on a hill, so it's a little bit like the Greek special district. The Acropolis, hang on, I can never pronounce that one. Whatever the Greek one is. The difference is that anything in it is cheaper to purchase with gold and faith. Okay, so put it next to a mountain and already you can buy all of your shrines and temples with faith and they'll be cheaper to do, which is awesome. But you also get an extra governor title if you build your holy site next to at least 4 mountains. Now that's actually trickier than you think with the hill thing as well. It's really cool though. There's a unique cavalry unit that has a ranged attack in the Renaissance era. We'll get that with astronomy. And there's also an amazing leader ability. If I build a wonder or a holy site with buildings in it, all of the buildings and the wonders get 1 great work of writing slot. Really cool. I also get great writer points whenever a religious unit expends a charge outside friendly territory. I'm looking forward to this as well. I should also mention, because I wanted a little bit of a chill game and a little bit of fun game, I'm playing with the Religion Expanded mod. This basically lets me up the amount of religions on this 4-player map to 4, so everybody gets one. I haven't got to worry about rushing one. But it also adds new beliefs, new pantheons, and new religious buildings, because we've played the game so much. I like the variation. It's really, really good fun. I think I'm also playing with the Historical Religions mod, just so I can pick different pictures. But here is turn 1. You want to keep mountains in mind, but you also don't want to keep mountains in mind. If I settled here, the mountain to the north of me and the mountain to the south of me would have 2 food, but as you can see, compared to all the other tiles, that's pretty rubbish. So what I kind of want to do is stack up all of the good benefits. If I put, like, for instance, a city centre on this tile, and then I also put one, say, on this tile, and then also on this tile, you'd notice that this mountain in the middle would actually have 6 food. It's a bit like, I guess, the sort of Hansa placement, or the industrial zone placement is kind of what I'm thinking of. And say I put a holy site on this tile, suddenly this mountain, I can think it looks like there's mountain to the south of it, or maybe even a stone tile, one of the two. But this mountain would then get an extra piece of food, then there'd be an extra science. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's actually pretty cool. You've got to think about districts in sort of a more of a stacking way. And Tibet isn't overpowered. They're quite subtle in the way you build those mountain tiles up. They become interesting, but they're not crazy good. So I will need things like preserves, which I typically don't build very many of. In terms of starting location, however, this is a pretty decent one. This is a plains hill, so I would get an extra production from settling on it. There is also plains hills around me, but unfortunately, their housing seems to be a river down there, and then also a lake up here, so I can't move towards the mountain. On this map, the mountain is, well, they're all towards the middle of the map, and there is the top. So I'm guessing the main mountains are going to be south of me, so I could pull towards them, but it would involve me going across the plains for quite some time. Considering there's a fox tile and a rice tile and bananas over there, I feel like we've got a good range of starting tiles, so we're going to settle in place for now. No Tibet bonuses, but this is interesting. So already you can see there are 2 mountains below me. 1, 2. I think the most important thing on this map is going to be the exploration of it, so we're going to go for the double scout start. I really want to see what's going on around me, and I think I want to kind of go towards these mountains. That could be interesting, so let's bring the warrior down here. It was a mountain tile, it wasn't a stone tile, and there are mountains here, so this is like quite a cool little pass. Got to be looking at this. What I'm effectively trying to do is make the mountains into my little gravy trucks. I want to milk the mountains for these salty, tasty glacial products, and I've got to build them in such a beautiful way that I can do that. I've just realised this tobacco with the faith tile is going to be very important. Let's get that early game Pantheon going. This start also is a bit of everywhere. Now, I have specifically set the religions on this map to 4, so that I don't have to rush a religion at the beginning of the game. We're also playing with the Religion Expanded mod. That basically means that there are so many good religions in this game, right? So many good policies, but I'm not going to rush it because no matter what I get, it's going to be good. And honestly, I've rushed Feed the World so much recently that I kind of fancy doing something a little bit different. So because of that, I'm not going to go just directly out of the gates straight for astrology. I'm going to make use of the land around us. Now, there is an amazing furs over there. There's also the opportunity to boost irrigation with a bonus resource push, which would get us cotton, tobacco, and also bananas. So that's all really good. I'm thinking as well as going for mining to start clearing some of this rainforest. This would indeed be a Magnus chop start and a half. So that would be cool. I think getting an early game builder is going to be a good use of my time. I'm going to go for animal husbandry. Let's see if we can improve that furs quickly. I'm then going to dip into pottery and irrigation, and then into mining, and then I'll go for my religion. Once I've explored the map, because don't forget, my holy site is a little bit weird in how it gets put down. It has to be put on a hill, and I want to keep an eye out for any tile that has 4 mountains around it. Oh, double tobacco. This start is smoking, you could say. Get it? Get it? It's smoking? Oh, come on. That was funny. Ooh, secret forbidden mountains. Oh, that you want to just like go through that. There's an inner sort of fell walker in me that looks at that and I'm like, oh man, I'd love to walk up that river into the forbidden Taruuuga valley. This is either a mountain or that is a delicious, delicious tile. Hong Kong. Oh no. We're playing Tibet. We have Hong Kong next to us. China's gonna spawn, isn't it? I can just tell. For once, I haven't actually force-fed this game any particular leaders over another. Oh, actually, that's unfortunate. That's a good tobacco tile, but that would have been a better, like, campus. Ugh, how frustrating. I so rarely get Mashipishu, but this would be the map to get it, wouldn't it? Actually, there's enough mountains in the middle here for me to play with. Oh, another recon. We're going to accidentally go for the unique and special triple scout meta. Oh, Hong Kong, don't do that. I was literally just about to step there, you jerk. A little lake in here. Oh, I'm getting into the Forbidden Valley, though. Now, if any of these are mountains, it's going to be a little bit unfortunate because it's going to block my movement substantially. Animal husbandry boosted. Let's get a builder going, or 2, and then I can start perhaps looking for settlers. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was a mountain, but this is not a mountain. That is surrounded by 5. Now, the thing is, this is where we're going to start getting a little bit confused. It is not a hill tile, it is a flat tile, so I cannot put my holy site on it. This, however, is. That is a holy site friendly tile. Now that would give me a governor, and it would also put faith on all of these tiles around. However, I could also put a preserve, and that would boost the tiles around it quite considerably as well. In fact, a preserve on that tile would be just special. That would be beautiful. This is going to be a choice. Because if I put the holy site down, then yeah, faith would be put down on all of the tiles. Oh man, there's going to be so much competing choice here. We're going to have to try and find a playstyle and go for it. Now, spreading my religion to people, having a late religion actually will help with this as well. But I will get great writer points whenever I spend a charge outside of friendly territory. That's useful. But that kind of leans towards a culture victory as well as the great works of writing slots in my districts and whatever. So I think going for theatre squares over campuses, we've just gone for a bit of a sciencey game. I'm going to kind of park the campuses a little bit, and we're going to work on holy sites, we're going to work on theatre squares. That sort of thing would be pretty decent. We're not necessarily going to play a peaceful Tibet, but I'm not exactly going to be running an aggressive domination playthrough. So yeah, I think going for something more culturally could be a laugh. Foreign trade boosted. I found a desert up there. You know what? Exploring the tops of the maps is going to be less interesting for me. I kind of want to keep exploring these delicious middles. Cardiff. Ah, yes. Hong Kong and Cardiff right next to each other. That's 2 production in my capital, actually. 2 production in my capital for building districts, buildings, that sort of thing. So there's no excuse not to build my holy sites when I can. Oh, hello, look, there's another 4 surrounded tile there. Beautiful. Yeah, we're going to have to be so disciplined with how we set this game up. It's going to have to be incredibly disciplined. God King, and for once, survey, because I have 3 scouts running around the map. If I'm ever going to do it, this would be the map to do it on. Oh, that barb scout has decided to run directly into my land just as I was to start to pick up settlers. So I'm just going to have to pick up a slinger and try and defend myself. There's no point going for the tobacco just yet, but I could just quickly buy that tile. It's going to force work it. That'll get me the faith and I can rush a Pantheon and then I can unforce work it later. My first pasture and some horses. If I meet somebody, I'll be able to sell those pretty well. I need to pick up a couple of slingers actually. I can sense a barb rush coming in my direction here. Oh, for God's sake, I've been stood by this tribal village for ages and Preslav keeps walking on it and it's the most annoying thing. It's like, please just leave it alone. But there are the Thurs. A little bit more early game gold for me. Very tasty indeed. Lovely. Bit of housing as well. I need my capital to get nice and swole. There's an extra envoy. Just going to hold on this one. Preslav has been met. Okay, that's interesting. But Cardiff and Hong Kong. Cardiff gives me power for harbour buildings. And Hong Kong lets me do city projects. If I was going to rush a religion, that would be how to do it. Somebody is going for a religion already. Okay, interesting. And there is a wildfire. Now, this is going to be a big problem for my city, unless it stops spreading. Okay. Interesting. Oh, thank God. Haha! Oh, it was just wheel boosted. I was really hoping it would be something more fun than that. Bit of faith, maybe. Something tangible I can get my little grubby mitts into. Oh well, I can have some rice babies. Tasty. Second slinger, I think that should be enough to keep me at least a little bit safe. I've got so many improved tiles, I just kind of wanted to do it. And luckily for me, the fire died out. I mean, maybe I want a few fires to spread around just to increase the yields for later, but for now, I'm like, no, that's fine for me. Let's get one more builder, and then I'll jump into starting to settle. Don't want to leave it too late, but equally, I'd quite like to have a very, very powerful and reinforced capital. If I'm going to go for the Magnus start, it makes sense to be able to chop it out a bit, get provisions so I can start spreading settlers a bit more. It's all pretty damn good. Man, there's so much like mountain space. It's not too full of mountain, but there's enough here to really get my teeth into some of this cool planning, and there's a huge range over between Hong Kong and Cardiff. I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to go angry war Tibet, but equally, I might end up being a Tibet that takes on Hong Kong. The irony in that would be just delicious. Gonna rush bronze working before I go for my religion. Yes, I know it's a strange build for a religion civ, but I just feel like getting bronze working is going to be a good long-term play for me here. I mean, look at all this rainforest. It's everywhere. It's freaking everywhere. How did you get there and me not see you? Come on now. Don't do this. Don't you dare destroy my thing. Attack me. Attack me. Oh, for goodness sake. Why? Why pillage? Why? At least I get the archery boost, but why? A Manatore. Okay, I should have I just pressed escape there rather than saying I want to meet you. That's fine. We just sent her a delegation because we only had -4. I was a bit lucky. I just sent it without thinking about it again. But okay, she might not hate me immediately. And she will give me 10 gold per turn for my furs. So that's a pretty decent boost, actually. How much does that equate to in raw gold? 200. You know what? I'll take it. She'll also give me some gold for my horsey friends. Horsing around. Better believe it. Let's do it. Tasty. Right, so that gives me a huge whack of gold up front. And that means I can look to hopefully start building my settler up pretty quickly. Although I could rush the builder. I quite like to put Magnus in my city though first before I do that. So doing that is going to mean a monument. Okay, I'm going to keep building precious infrastructure in my city, and I'm going to force buy the settlers. Thank God, finally one of my scouts has been upgraded. I'm going to put it onto hill, but there's so much rainforest, I'm going to need the double promotion on these people. I can just tell already. Yep, here they come. I knew it. I knew it. We called it. We called the death. It's just pure death. That's not fun. And with the Pantheon choice, look, the thing is, we have so many interesting choices here. It's going to be difficult. No free settler, which is probably quite a good thing because I always go for that, and it never pays off in the long run. There's a fun one where you can get 2 envoys and extra influence points going forward, but that's, again, not necessarily good. Messenger of the Gods gives you a free trade route. Sun God is always very fun. Food and production from farms over bonus resources. It's amazing how many of those you will get in an empire. But production and faith from strategic resources, all of that is fine. But there's Earth Goddess, which gives 1 faith from tiles with breathtaking appeal. Now, mountains always have breathtaking appeal, and I'm thinking, if we want to stack our mountains up, that would be a good one. We also have this, which is a modded Pantheon called Chthonic Cult, science from tiles with breathtaking appeal. Now, the last couple of times I've picked this one, it's been useless because I just haven't had that many tiles. And with all of this rainforest, well, until I clear it all, again, there's going to be very few breathtaking tiles. But this is the long game because this will give me the mountains giving me all +1 science. It's not going to give me anything right now, but I can't help but go for it because that sounds amazing. We're going to go for that. Okay, yeah, the bar brush is real, it's horrific, it's disgusting. We're going to have to pull back to slightly more defensible locations. I could, in theory, actually, kill that slinger. Maybe. No, I can't quite kill it. but I can certainly bash it around a little bit. My scout is just going to wait there. It probably will get killed, but that scout's kind of reached the edge of its usefulness now. Let's get another slinger in. I'm going to have to defend myself. If I can get the bronze working boost, that's going to be fantastic, because then I can start chopping rainforest. Cree, they're going to thrive on a map like this. Oh, yes. Okay, good. They -8 hate me, so there's no point even trying to be their friends for now. Pyramids has been rush built as well. And wow, all of my units actually survived. That's pretty intense. Cool. Okay, right, fine. Well, that's good. That's good. And my scout can actually give himself the alpine defense and just stick on that hill for a bit. Lovely. Let's get those horses back, because I am selling those horsey boys for a lot. Bronze working now rushed. Tasty. Valletta. Valletta is a great choice. Using faith to build city centre buildings. Oh, that'll be a magnificent one. Now, Tibet, I can already use my faith to get buildings as long as the district is next to a mountain, so it's not crucial that I have that one, but it certainly helps. I'm also feeling a holy site on this tile. It's a hill, so I can do it. It's not the +4, but it's a good +2, and it will boost pretty much all of these around, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm going to have to chop the rainforest bow, so we'll do that with my builder. I'll kind of head over this way. Bronze working is being rushed now. We'll push the population of Lhasa up a little bit more, and then I'll use my irrigation quickly to pick up tobacco and bananas. And once I've done that, yeah, that's good. I'm actually going to take the rainforest off those 2 tiles. Thinking about it, I might do that. I'd rather get the yields, and I'd rather put breathtaking tiles down everywhere. We are going to clean this land of rainforest, my friends. It will have none left by the time we are done here. Ship a couple of horses, and we can now pick up a settler. Okay, right, where am I going to start settling? This is going to be an interesting question. I was going to build a preserve, maybe, or even a holy site there, but the problem with where Hong Kong is it's kind of compressed, and I would really like to settle as much of this land as possible. I'm thinking, if I settled over down here, I would get access to like a lot of these mountains. What I want to do is kind of quadruple settle where possible. So really flush these mountains with as many districts around them as I can. I mean, the preserve, that's going to be quite exciting, because it's this building here. It's 2 food, 2 faith, 2 culture for each mountain tile. As long, yeah, I mean, so it makes a huge difference. If I can put a preserve down, I should. Even with Tibet's ability, preserves will still win the day. The question is more maximizing it. What could I do that really maximizes the yields around and about? Where can I put my cities? Settling on that tobacco, I think, is going to be a good idea. And that means that this city, in theory, well, that preserve shouldn't be a preserve. That should be a city. It's going to have no fresh water at all, with no ability to get fresh water. So that's not great, but it will give an extra bunch of food to all these mountains around, and it lets me do the triple in this sort of area. So that would be relatively cool. And then that gives me another city I can put on that tobacco. I don't want to spread myself too much. Sorry, put too many cities in. I'm just thinking, like, you want to back off a little bit to let those mountains sing in their true form. But I think 1, 2, 3, 4, that's got to be good. Hong Kong, there's a question mark on that one. I'm just going to keep an eye on Hong Kong, because that seems to be next to some amazing mountain tiles. And from there, there's again a tobacco that I can't improve, that I could put a city on there. That would be a good pickup for me. Lhasa, I don't want to really push too much, but like there is a good city. So I mean, look, that is pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 good settlement spots. That'll keep me busy for a while, I think. I'm just going to keep on pushing in that sort of way. Oh god, this game already to me feels like it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a city-state down there I've seen. Oh, my barb line, my barb killers are doing a sterling job. Oh, I really needed that kill. That was a kill I needed. Please don't kill that slinger. Taruuuga, what does that do? That is science for improved strategic resources. Okay, it's a good one, but it's not really a Tibet one, you know? Okay, the units are just scrolling around a little bit. That's fine. I can get that kill. I can get this kill. No, not that kill. That's unfortunate. The scout's dead, but honestly, the scout was dead to me years ago. He says harshly, very harshly. A Dark Age. A Dark Age would be a good shout for me, actually. If I can get a Dark Age, that's going to be a huge science boost for all my holy sites, which I'm going to be building a lot of. Right, bronze working. Good. Bam. I can start getting a bit of food into my capital here. That's a great thing. I'm going to pick up irrigation, and then there's nothing stopping us from going for astrology. How many religions are being got? The Cree is getting a religion. No one else is really that fussed at the moment. That's fine. Oh, frustratingly, there's a barb right where I was going to put that. Ugh. Right, I'm going to have to go and settle this city first. Rome. I think we've met everyone, and oh, that's accidentally... Yeah, it's such a small map. I forgot about that. We are accidentally now in a normal age. Well, that's a bit boring. Okay, how many era score to get a golden age? 24. Okay, that's a bit too much if you ask me. Oh, I'm still working that flipping tile. Ah, that was a mistake. Never mind, that was a couple of turns of stuff that I could have been getting away with. I was thinking about waiting for Magnus to get all of these chops, but then I was thinking, like, nah, I'm just going to get them. Early game, some, is better than late game, a lot. Jerusalem helps me to spread my religion a little bit, but it's not the most exciting of things. It would have been good to find that one earlier in the game, but it was like the other side of the map, so that's okay. And city number 2. Let's see what we get when we settle. Yes, I'd love to delete that. Look at that. Haha! So the mountains get 2 food and 1 science because of my Pantheon and because of Tibet's ability. Delicious. Delicious little treats. We love it. But there is more. There is always more. We can push out beyond this point. It's going to be great. Irrigation boosted. Bump and bump. Okay, perfect. We've now got a little bit more housing, a little bit more gold in my capital, growing nicely now. We've got good defenses to stop this scout from getting too close to me. I'm just going to move my slinger to here. Building a granary that'll help my capital to build even faster, and then I think settlers have got to be the thing to do here. But not until I get astrology, of course. That is kind of important that I do that. Okay, normal age. We got that by 1 point. That's frustrating. But never mind. That's okay. Exodus of Evangelists has got to be the one to get, because we're going to get our religion pretty soon. Yet again, a barb's just going to come in and pillage, only to be killed. Isn't that annoying? I was trading that thirds away, you jerk. The Cree have gone for the science in shrines and temples improvement. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but again, we've been for that. We've done that a couple times. I'm not looking for that. Let's do something that's a little bit more fun. Astrology has been earned. That's fine. That's great. What else can we do? I think we want to be able to push towards like theatre squares. That's not in the tech tree though. Let's go for archery. It'll keep us a little bit more safe if I can just improve some of my slingers. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Davalex, Trevor Daskby, Paul Coffey, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard Portland, Petra Ryan, and Matthew Hatch. For all of your support and for everybody that generally helps the channel to thrive, thank you all very much. See you next time.